Welcome back to the locker room, you beauties. How are we? Jarrod and I tonight about to give you a good show all the way from U.S. Open to absolute McStanky tearing up the ice, then what might be the downfall of Rory McIlroy. In between, we're talking some food. I'm a foodie. Jared's a foodie. It's funny. Before this, we were actually on FaceTime for probably an hour, and we have nothing left to talk about. So this is all a show, just like showing off that amazing hat Jared's got. What is that, man?
You're just teeing me up, just like Primo Golf Barrel in there, just hooking us up. So this would be, July 4th is coming up. Who doesn't fucking love America? I know I do. I know Silva does.
I know I do. Do you?
Exactly. So you're gonna
Uncle Sam, we need you to buy Primo Golf Apparel. Where would I find it? Jared?
You'd find it at primogolfapparel.com. Code SundayChirps15. Take 15% off. Why don't you? Why not?
Just like Geico, baby.
Let's jump into it.
Let's do it. All right, bro. U.S. Open. I knew DeChambeau was going to be hot. I wanted Rory. I really did, especially coming down to the wire there. I believe I also said I wanted Koepka in the mix. I usually do with the majors. I think Koepka has the ability to hit those double digits if he really locks in a little bit more in the majors. But I think he's really has the ability to get 10 plus majors in his career. He should have 9 by now. Just some tough losses down to the wire. But it is what it is. Just like what happened with at this U.S. Open with Rory. DeChambeau, though, that guy, what a legend, an absolute legend. That guy, he's kind of he played the villain role, but he's coming back as the guy that golf kind of needs right now in a way.
He's the fan favorite now.
Dude, he really is. Like, the people love him. Him not being in the USA lineup is kind of a scam. It's kind of a scam.
That's nuts.
Not that we're not putting a good team out. You got number one in the world. You got previous gold medalist. Who else is it? You got
Wyndham
Clark and
Colin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler, and
it was I was tripping up on if it was Clark or Homa.
No, it's not Homa. It's
Yeah, I know.
Who's the fourth?
It's Wyndham and Morikawa.
And then Scotty, and who's the fourth?
Scotty and Xander.
Xander, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they should scrub out
Wyndham. Got a previous gold medalist, and then I forgot if it was Homa or Clark.
Gotcha. Yeah. Look, they have a solid team, no doubt. I don't know. Wyndham Clark hasn't been doing well in the majors, so I don't know why he's in that in the mix. I think he should probably I know he won the US Open, but I think Bryson should be in the mix instead of Wyndham.
What is the play style? Is it Ryder Cup style? Is it the same style as they play the Ryder Cup, or is it just flat out playing against the other guy?
Pretty sure. I don't know. I think it's all individual, but it might be like matchups as well. I'm not positive.
Let me look this up real quick.
Look it up. But also on the U.S. Open front, honestly, Bryson had a couple putts too he should have made. That would have put him a few strokes ahead, as well as Rory should have made a couple as well. But the one he missed to not go, yes, he should have clutched up, but it was a downhill slider. Not to discredit him, but
no, yeah,
he's been in one.
Yeah, Bryson missed a few there, Rory missed a few, and Rory's just meant a lot more.
Yeah. Obviously, too, Ludwig Oberg, he was, leading for 36 holes, then 54, and, or no, he wasn't leading for 54, but, after 36, it was oh, Ludwig, he's going to get his first one right here, and he just went cold as ice.
He's been playing real well over the past, several weeks here.
Yeah.
Dude, Scotty, though. Oh, my God. He was nowhere to be found out there.
he had one off week. He's been the best player
I
every
know,
single week by a long shot. Like, give him a little
but,
break.
but that's what the media does. We're the media in this case, and it's like I think that was his first time finishing outside of the top 8 this season.
Yeah, which is a ridiculous stat if that's true.
Unreal. I mean, this is like a Tiger reincarnation in a way.
Closest thing to Tiger we've seen since Tiger himself.
Yeah. I mean, that's just something else. That guy is a special golfer. Um, but yeah, I mean, dude, Rory, like taking that putt was rough. I don't blame him for not talking to the media. How do you feel about that?
I think you have to address the media. I think that's part of your role. I understand that you're in shambles, you just blew it, this and that. But did you see when Bryson lost? When he lost to Xander and that like by one stroke as well, he was waiting there, watched on the jumbotron, and went up to Xander and goes, "Good shit. Like I like respectfully lost. Like whatever. Like
Yeah.
I'm coming for you next time." And like a friendly banter.
I think that's is very admirable. I knowing that Rory's been chasing his fifth for over a decade now. I understand him just wanting to get out of there. I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, Rory's a class act. I wouldn't doubt it if he had reached out to Bryson privately.
He
Um,
put it on Twitter. He publicly reached out saying
okay,
congratulations and stuff.
I didn't see that. I saw his other post though, which we'll get into in a minute. But that's good. I mean, Rory's a class act. Like I think that is fine enough. Like Bryson had all his buddies around him. He was all hype. Like there's really there wasn't a need for Rory to go walk back out of the clubhouse all the way out there to go find him. Especially because, I had a feeling there would be some sort of like private or I guess in this case via social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just kind of your job, like there is to address the media afterwards. I know it sucks. Um, I think it's tough as a human being, and I understand the desire just to head out and like have to deal with the mental anguish.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that's part of the job, and
No,
as
that's
tough as
true.
it is, that's what you signed up for. It's like, and yes, he didn't win, but he's getting a nice purse as well. That's not.
He
Uh,
is. That is for sure. He's definitely. I mean, he's getting paid. This definitely, even though he didn't win it, a second place helps him a lot though.
yeah,
In the
but it's
grand
not about
scheme
the
of,
money.
no, it's not. No, I don't mean. I'm not talking money wise. I'm talking FedEx Cup points.
Yeah. And he already was like solo too
There's
for a long shot.
yeah. So does Bryson collect those FedEx Cup points?
Yes. Those are
Okay.
world ranking points, not FedEx Cup.
No, but because U.S. Open's not a FedEx. It doesn't have FedEx Cup points involved.
I
My
mean, it
bad.
does contribute to that, but it's your OWGR, your overall world
Yeah,
golf ranking.
he's I think 10th.
He's top 10, and he only's played in 3 events that count towards because the live don't really count towards your
No,
world ranking.
54 holes. Yeah.
So
Which is smart. I do like that, how they don't count the live tournaments.
I don't know. I mean, they counted very little. They should count. I mean, those fields are pretty tough. Like, yes, there's a weaker in the back end, but you still have. I mean, look, Bryson and Brooks are constantly competing. Phil was in the mix last year for
They're
the Masters.
constantly competing because they would be top golfers on the PGA Tour. You're playing against Kepka's little brother. Like,
I mean,
you're
Tyrrell Hatton's really solid.
no, yeah, you have a lot of good tour
Yeah,
players that went over, but there's also a ton of guys that were, you know, Corn Ferry or super low end teetering in and out of the tour
yeah,
that were like those guys. Like I respect you for going there because like I have a guaranteed lock on my family's future financially if I do
yeah.
this. So I mean, but like you gotta compare it to like I think if you put
I think it should be partial credit. I don't think it should be the same points, but I think it should be some like you, John Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton. You got Dustin Johnson. You've got Kepka, Bryson. Like there's some good players in the field. There's some weak on the back end, but I
There's
think
a
he's
lot, but I would say, other than your superstars in live, if you put
yeah, 20
the,
to
the fit,
45 are way weaker than the top 20 to 45 on the PGA Tour. I agree.
yeah, okay, yeah. But I was saying, like, I think if you put like 40 to 30, like the number 40 guy to number 30 guy on PGA, you put them into a live tournament, handful of those guys are finishing top 15.
Yeah, but that's not a big sample size. There's only 45 or 50 players in the live event. So
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah,
I do not pay any attention to live. I don't want to give it any more for recognition than I'm an avid.
I'm pretty
Man.
sure there's like 50, maybe 50 players on the whole like tour. So it's not big.
Anyway,
But yeah, that's all my real
does
US Open
Rory
thing.
bounce back? Does he bounce back?
I think I don't know, the Open, it's gonna be over in is it England or Scotland?
It's Scotland. They're playing. There's two back-to-back tournaments in Scotland. It's
Genesis and then the Open
yeah,
Championship.
Genesis and the Open. I I think he wins the Open.
I don't think that's a bad prediction at all.
I think because he's taken a couple weeks off from tournament play. He's gonna be. I mean, Scotland's right there. I'm sure he's back in Ireland. You know,
I don't know. I mean, his home is Jupiter
Northern.
now.
Yeah, but dude, I wouldn't doubt if he's back over. Like, was he? He was born in Northern Ireland.
I don't know if it's Northern or Southern Ireland, but yeah,
Whatever. Yeah, I think he's Northern Ireland. But
it might
anyway,
be.
like, I wouldn't doubt if he's over there, just taking some time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I
Isn't he
wouldn't doubt it. If he
fined
didn't
for missing this week?
sit. Yeah, yeah.
He withdrew from um
Travelers.
the Travelers, which is a elevated event.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I think it's a smart decision on his end.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Feel bad for my
Or
dad. He's
mental
not going
health.
to see him tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever the 50,000 get fined is like nothing. So to him,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think I would put my money on Rory to win the Open.
the answer. I got no issue with that.
Yeah, I think it's a solid choice.
You want to get to McJesus talk?
What,
You want to get to McJesus talk?
dude? All hail, dude. Look. I said it after Game 3. I'm not kidding. I'm not pulling a LeBron James here or anything. Said to my dad, I said, watch the reverse sweep.
I mean, if you look at the stats after a 3-game loss in the regular season, the Oilers went on a 5-game win streak, a 13-game win streak, I think a 7-game win streak. So
Who's to say they're not going?
Stuart Skinner's picking up. Bobrovsky's looking like a block of fucking Swiss.
And look what they did. Look what they did against Dallas. They were down bad.
Yeah. They also
And
first game 1 against the Panthers, they had 5.6 goals expected that were saves over expected. So Bobrovsky should have let in 6 more goals based on high danger scoring opportunities.
right.
And Bob played out of his mind, kept that team alive. Although that team is such a good team, they didn't click in the first 2 periods of the game 5.
And McDavid said, once our power play gets going,
Yeah,
they're good. Like they roll.
there's some sloppy penalties too by Florida.
There's been a lot of I think there's been a lot of sloppy penalties on either side this series. Both teams have been a lot of penalties. I'm surprised there hasn't been actually I didn't watch
Game 4?
all of game 5.
Oh, game 5.
I only watched a little bit of it. Yeah, I was running around, bro, making money.
The first 2 periods, Oilers
I
dominated.
watched all the highlights and it looked like the Oilers were just shitting on them. It wasn't till the end of the game when it actually was like, okay, might go to overtime. Dude, when Kachuk scored, him standing in the crease to celebrate, that was pretty funny.
That was
Such a shitty.
Best player on the ice yesterday, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, based on the highlights I watched, um, yeah, but dude, that was so funny. I just like I saw that. I saw him stand there. I was like, this guy's such an asshole. But I like that style of hockey a little bit. Just like,
Mucking it up.
just getting in everyone's gears a little bit. Like the Marchand lick, I was a huge fan of that. That shit was so funny. Like Kachuk when last year, was it? Yeah, it was to go to the cup. Yeah, yeah. When he scored those 2 OT winners, and he just pointed straight to the door to get off the ice. That was awesome. Like I was a huge fan of that. It's such like a mind-boggling thing because it's like we're up. We should be beating you. You know we should be beating you, and you're just a happy little like schoolboy on the playground. Just like all giddy as hell.
Not a bad take. I think we talked burgers. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I'm hungry. I'm cooking a steak after this. So I'm excited.
I made meat sauce. I had some bolognese. Honestly, what is the difference between bolognese and meat sauce?
You can ask. You can ask my Italian grandma.
Yeah, what's Nona gonna say?
Well, we actually call her Chicky Mama.
I really don't know the difference between bolognese and meat sauce.
I think bolognese. I mean, look it up, but I'm pretty sure bolognese has a lot more spices, and maybe it's the way the meat is cut, plus maybe multiple types of meat. Sounds accurate, just based on thinking of the taste of either. But I could be wrong. What do you think?
I'm looking it up right now. I think they're pretty much, for all intents and purposes, the same. And some people tend to make the bolognese a little bit thicker. Whereas the spaghetti sauce or a meat sauce might be a little bit.
Yeah, that makes 100% sense because it's a more meaty, hearty sauce for sure.
So I tend to make more of bolognese, although I ran out of tomato paste. So that was tough, but
Unfortunate. What else did you make today?
what else did I make today? Like to eat?
Yeah, what were you doing in the kitchen earlier? You wanna share your experiment with the crowd?
Oh, so I had like the PB Fit, which is like you mix the powder with some water for peanut butter.
My ex-girlfriend is actually sponsored by them, or NIL deal through them.
Not bad.
So they get sponsored, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, if I take cocoa powder and I add water, will it work?
Wait, let me pause you again. I feel like I bring up my ex-girlfriend a lot on the podcast. It's just like I don't like pay attention to her life at all. It's just like I see things and like it's just like that's how my mind works. Like things just stick with me like that, Like someone will tell me like something like little about them. I suck at names. That's the thing. I suck at names, but like someone will tell me like this little detail about them, and I'm just like I will remember that forever. But like I also like I don't want to be the guy. Like I don't like to be like bring it up and be like then like how do you know that? It's like well you told me like like a year ago, but I just remembered.
No, you're good. Is this the one? Did she go to SMU?
No, that's
There we go.
That's my friend.
Gotcha. All right, we'll keep it rolling. But yeah, I didn't really cook. But the cacao didn't really mix great with water. It mixed okay. When you had a little bit of PB Fit combined, it worked better.
Say cocoa, bro.
So better. What do you say?
I said just say cocoa.
There's a difference, I think.
I don't
like the plant's cacao. I don't know. It's spelled so weird.
It's cacao because that's the plant, but two vowels go talking. The first one does the walking, you moron.
So maybe cacao is the plant and cocoa is once it's roasted. I don't know. Listen, I'm not the connoisseur.
I went to the chocolate factory in Belgium actually, and I learned the whole process. It was pretty sweet. And then I went to the Lindt factory in or the Lindt Museum in Zurich. That was cool.
Oh yeah. But I don't really cook too much else other than that today. I cooked some ground bison last night for dinner. That was delicious.
That sounds delicious.
But
I
yeah,
always get bison burger at Bear Burger. And speaking of burgers, I got a question, Jared. Can I get a little drum roll? A little drum roll. Cool. All right, here we are. We're drafting burger toppings. So here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna start because it was my idea. All right. Then you're gonna go, and I'm gonna go. Back and forth.
wait. I have a question. I need the board to say whether or not we're going with this. So if I say like one thing, like raw onions, can you also say like sautéed onions, or like once onions off the board, it's off the board?
That's a. It's an. I think if it's a distinct, different type of onion,
Like
you
raw
can.
and sautéed could both go because you could have either
Yeah,
option.
because that is a very different taste, texture, atmosphere. Yeah,
Okay, I like that.
you can saute a ton of shit. With that being said, I'm gonna go first, and it's funny you brought onion up because my number one is you might throw a flag here. It's caramelized slash sauteed onion.
Same thing. That's one.
Okay, all right. So caramelized slash sauteed onion.
That's what you think the first pick. That's your number one.
That's my number one pick because I just think that it adds a uniqueness to a burger that just goes. If you have a nice piece of meat and it's cooked right, just a nice sauteed or caramelized onion really makes it. It can make it pop in a way that adding a different type of condiment wouldn't. You know,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah, we're gonna
topping.
play this because I'm gonna beat you this week.
I don't think so.
Okay, so I'm gonna go sautéed onions. That I think that
I
encompasses.
just said caramelized slash sauteed.
Yeah, caramelized is sautéed onions.
Yeah, okay.
Same thing. It's the
But
same word. Caramelized
I
or
just I just picked it. You can't pick it.
I was writing down what you're putting for the
Oh.
week. Um, no, I wasn't saying that. I'm going with bacon. Give me bacon.
All right, that was my number two. That was my number two. I
Let's
do
go.
have it in the number two spot. All right, I respect it. I am gonna move my original four actually to my second pick with the jalapeno.
Okay, I don't
It's
hate
a
that.
great, it's a great crisp. Really complements it. You know, if you add the onion, add the jalapeno, you get that sweet spice factor. It's chef's kiss.
In the two spot, I'm going cheese.
Okay, well, I can't really comment
Fuck,
on
I
that.
wasn't sure. I remembered you saying you might be. So, shit, I should
Me
say
and,
that for five.
me and cheese do not have a good relationship. You know, you should know your partner here, the lactose intolerant one, and you should have just left that, bro.
I knew it. I knew it, but I just couldn't be sure because I didn't know if you were catering for the general population versus not just yourself.
Oh no, I'm doing myself. I only care
Okay.
about myself in this draft. Yes.
Yeah, so when I beat you, that'll be cool.
Funny. So I'm gonna have to go number three with the pickle.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Well,
I like that one.
pickle Rick and Morty. That was my original three spot, but which actually it ended up being still. It's just I went jalapeno to two. I just thought that was a nice transition. You know, those two complement each other a lot.
Okay. I'm gonna go. So here, I have a question.
Yeah,
I want to go with avocado slash guacamole. Are those two different ones, or can I go with the combination?
I think they are different. But because I have neither on my list, I will give you the slash in between them. I think that's a fair play. You know, the
Yeah.
committee the committee's willing to work with you here based on the circumstances, as I'm not into that on a burger.
Hell yeah. I also think
However,
it's like
salmon burger, avocado on a salmon burger, now that's good.
okay, okay,
But
yeah.
that's not the play here. These are just hamburgers.
So we got
Or,
three. Those are our three picks so far. That's not bad. I think we got a good list so far.
yeah, no, I think that is that's solid. Um, so all right, moving on. Wait, I do have to ask. So toppings are condiments included in this conversation?
I think that's fair game.
No sauce. It's not a solid figure.
Yu-Gi-Oh sauces or condiments. I think that's
All right.
fair.
I'm going mustard in the four spot.
Mustard in the 4 spot.
Mustard.
That's got to be a hot take. Um,
It's definitely a hot take. I have had a few burgers recently with mustard on them, and my God, there's a nice like spicy yellow mustard add just some sort of oomph to it that made me go on a TikTok rant for about 20 minutes in like 16 videos just talking about this burger.
so do you put all 4 of these together so far? Is this your order of top?
So, um, for the four I've done so far, I wouldn't put the jalapeno and pickle together. I would do the other. I would do. I would definitely do a mustard, caramelized onion, and then do pickle or jalapeno. But
Okay.
if the jalapeno, if they do have jalapeno in the burger, like packed into the patty, then I would put a pickle on. So you still got that crunch
Yeah.
factor with the sensation of the spice of the jalapeno.
All right.
Yeah.
In my 4 spot, I'm gonna put onion rings. I don't know if you've seen that done on the burgers. It's kind of a nice little crunch.
All right.
Good.
That's fair. I can appreciate that. Um, we're it seems like we're two very onion centric people here.
Love
Um,
onions.
because this really does translate to what I now want to do for my five, and I completely understand if you want to, just put a little X on that, void my decision. But um, is a crispy onion kind of an onion ring?
It is kind of an onion ring. I don't know. See, that's there's definitely a fine difference between a
I
crispy
I think
onion.
it could be a close call depending on the way you view a crispy onion because sometimes they could be these little things that
Like the
my mom.
angel hair ones, kind of like the
um,
super thin,
yeah,
like a
yeah,
string one.
yeah, okay,
I don't know. Like
yeah,
it's like is that
all the time.
it's basically just like a thick onion ring versus a little thin one.
Yeah, I think it's a. I want to ask because the
No.
commissioner's out, so I got to ask the other team if they're okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, like I think I'm gonna let it slide, but it really is confusing. I really don't know where the onion ring becomes the crispy onion. Like that's such a like we
Because
honestly like clip this because we need to ask when at what point how thick does an onion ring become the crispy onion? That's the question.
it is so controversial, and you can't have that controversy going into
I'll
such a
let it
crown.
fly if you want. You could have it.
As GM of my team, I'm gonna actually pull out the crispy onion
Okay.
and insert the French fry.
Don't hate
Same
that.
ballpark, but it's a clearly different player. It's more of the French version rather than the brute force of maybe the German onion ring.
You don't see the French fry in the burger too much, but it definitely comes into play sometimes.
It's not an oftenly chosen item, but it definitely does the job, knows its role, and complements the rest of the burger a lot.
Yeah, don't hate that. I don't hate that.
I don't
Um,
either.
I'm gonna close up shop with arguably my favorite topping. Kind of save it for the last, but I'm going
That's
fried egg. Give me the fried egg.
oh, that was a sleeper. I didn't even have that on the board today. Dude, that's a good call.
I mean,
I
look,
I think
but
that could make the difference here tonight.
could be the difference. I
It's
think,
it's a sleeper pick that you pick up in the fifth round and they end up being a Tom Brady.
yeah, I think honestly, my list is gonna win based on it catering to the generic audience where everyone loves these things. Whereas
Generic population, but there's nothing generic about me, baby. I'm unique.
I think you have all great toppings, and I would eat every single one of them on a burger. I'd honestly eat all 10 on one burger combined, for being honest.
You know
Um,
what? Maybe we should do that.
could try it. But I just think I'm gonna win because of my options. They just are more popular, I'd say. Although I think
That's
it's
fair.
together a solid
If
burger.
we brought it to a poll, I think more people would choose yours, but that's just because their eyes haven't been opened yet to maybe a mustard or a jalapeno.
Yeah, look, I don't hate that.
I think those are the players that the general public would need to warm up to here. But
I don't think jalapeno. I think pickle is
Think so?
arguably your best one. I think the mustard and French fry are gonna where you lose it because not many people put
Okay.
French fries on their burger.
That's actually a very good call. I will reiterate my statement, or I will
Redact.
redact my statement and amend it to be yeah, the mustard and fry is probably the questionable one there. It's more the fry is more of an experimental at the end of, you have, maybe a quarter of your burger left, you got some fries and you're like, you know what, let's see what I can do here.
Yeah, muck it up with some barbecue sauce, maybe a little mustard, the way you put it.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I honestly like this has been efficient, but it's been a good pod. Like we snapped around some good stuff.
Pretty
Anything else
proud.
before?
Pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I mean, it's, efficiency, reliability. It's really all you want in your golf barrel. It really is.
That's a damn good looking hat.
Oh, oh. And he looks good in it. Yeah.
So
Just
yeah,
to get back at you at the end of the David Perron number 57 episode, we got the Primo Golf Apparel. Go to primogolfapparel.com. Use code SundayChirps15. That's SundayChirps15, as in 15% off on all your orders. There's no max, there's no minimum. And please use it and abuse it, ladies and gentlemen.
new summer drop just dropped, so
This
not
is
a big
true.
deal.
It is
Looks good.
It is heat. It is heat. It's looking good. They got some sweet deals. If you're looking to get some high quality towels that are actually one of a kind, I've never seen any other brand do their towel like this. I'm not going to show you it because you can go look at our TikTok to find that, or you can just order it on your own. You really can. It's pretty cheap with the Sunday Chirps 15 code.
Hell yeah. Well, Silva, it's been a pleasure.
Hey,
Any last closing thoughts before we hit the hay?
well, after the locker rooms, you hit the showers, but we already showered, so it's bedtime, ladies and gentlemen. Have a time, beauties. Good night.